Okay, we're having a brief look at the career of Dana White as UFC president. Now, he was made president in 2001 when the company was sold to the Fertitta brothers, Lorenzo and Frank. Now, Lorenzo used to work for the Nevada State Athletic Commission and is an old friend of Dana White. Dana White already was working for UFC at the time, from when it was a really small promotion, and obviously the game plan was to make it more mainstream, obviously grow it, grow the sport, get the popularity up. It's done all those things. They got TV deals, endorsements, sponsorships, you name it. They've got a lot of things now with UFC they didn't have 20 years ago. Until 2016, the growth is immense. Part of the reason for that is the growth in social media in the last 10 years. The last 10 years, social media has exploded. So has UFC. They have used that social media tool, and Dana White has used it very effectively in growing the brand and targeting the fan base. Also, alongside that, Ronda Rousey, Conor McGregor, and Brock Lesnar have all fought under the UFC banner and have made a lot of money out of doing it, and has helped grow the promotion as well because of their social media presence, some of their antics, especially Conor McGregor, and to some extent Brock Lesnar. And Ronda Rousey being a female athlete at the top level, and how she's grown women's sport as well has helped immensely with the growth of UFC. Since 2016, it's been a bit more challenging for UFC and Dana White. Now, the company is sold by the Fertitta brothers to a company called WMD-IMG, and other investors for $4 billion. That is how big UFC has become. It's a multi-billion-dollar company now. Obviously, the last couple of years has been very testing for UFC. They've lost Ronda Rousey full time. She's not coming back. She's gone into WWE. She's retired from mixed martial arts. Conor McGregor's just been a very difficult situation. It's been really difficult with the Maverick. That is Conor McGregor, what he's going to do next. Yes, he's increased exposure for the brand, but has it actually been the right exposure that they want? We shall see. But when he went and fought Floyd Mayweather in the wealthiest boxing match of all time, Dana White was exceptionally interested because he was in the audience in adding that to the UFC umbrella and going, we want to have boxing promotions as part of UFC and we want to promote boxing as well. So that's interesting for a mixed martial arts promotion to want to get boxing on board. Also in 2016, now this is where it is really awkward, he endorsed Donald Trump when he was running for US president. Could that long term affect UFC going forward? We shall have to wait and see. Obviously, you've got the midterm primaries coming up and the presidential election in 2 years. So that'd be exceptionally interesting to see how that has an effect on UFC's fortunes going forward over the next couple of years. That is something that Dana White did himself. He endorsed President Donald Trump. He does suffer from Meniere's disease, which is neurological. It involves vertigo symptoms, tinnitus, hearing loss, and a few other issues with your balance of your inner ear, and dizzy spells. So that can be quite a nasty condition. He's been suffering for that for a couple of years, recently diagnosed. Now, going back to Conor McGregor in the last couple of years, UFC 229 and UFC 223 are the two incidents that I think Dana White would rather did not happen. But how UFC had dealt with them hasn't been great because of the conflicting way in which Dana White has come out and said certain statements saying, he's conflicted. Obviously, he understands that these fighters are gaining notoriety, Conor McGregor especially, but that is also gaining interest in UFC and what it's all about. People are suddenly tuning in and looking at their product. They get a lot of hits on the internet, something that UFC's used very well with social media, a lot of social media hits on UFC. There's a lot of interest, and casual fans will be sucked in by this, by the feud, by the storyline. But it's how they deal with it long term. So we'll see long term, but the Nevada State Athletic Commission, which has a big say in the fact UFC still exists, back in 2001, they decided to sanction it and really get behind UFC, and they've been rewarded as well. The fact it's now worth over $4 billion says something about the brand, about the promotion, and about how American sporting governing bodies see it. However, long term, with what's happened in the last 2 years, that massive growth has come at a price, and that is the discipline of the fighters, and that is the organisation as well, and how it deals with these incidents. It obviously hasn't had to deal with many between 2001 and 2016. Now it's bigger, it's under more scrutiny, and we'll see if Dana White and UFC are in the right place to go forward. But there we go. Thank you very much for watching. Place your thoughts below. It'd be very interesting to hear what you guys have to say on Dana White's running of UFC as president, and we'll have to see if they do take boxing under the portfolio and what happens after the aftermath of UFC 229, and what ends up being the outcome of any investigation by the Nevada State Athletic Commission. Thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Place your comments below, and I'll have some more videos for you soon.